Okay, NDP MPP Sol Mamakwa speaking in his Indigenous language of Cree in the Ontario legislature for the first time. Let's listen.
I'd like to say thank you to everyone present. I am very grateful, thankful for the opportunity to be able to speak my Anstabamon in Indigenous Cree language in this legislature. I am speaking for those that couldn't use their language and also those people from Kiwetinook. Not only those from Kiwetinook, but for every Indigenous person in Ontario. We know that there is an Ansinimoan Cree language that is becoming extinct. The government years ago prohibited Anstabamon from being spoken. The language was taken from us by the arrival of the settlers and the colonization and residential school. The history that has removed the children from our ways of life. Sometimes even soap was used to wash their mouth for speaking their Ansinimoan Cree language. They were punished for speaking their own language. They were given manual labor for speaking in their own language in residential schools. So today I am very happy and thankful and proud. I just feel it's just almost like an immense feeling that I feel. I thank every one of you, my colleagues here in front of me and the back of me, my colleagues. I thank every one of you for supporting us in revitalizing our Indigenous and First Nation language, and also for the guests that are looking up from the lofts. It's a great event, a historic event. There's people here that represent our language. That's why I still speak this language myself. For my mom that's here, that's celebrating her birthday, she used to take me out into the wilderness, into the land, teaching me the language. That's why I'm able to speak my First Nations language, because of my mom. She taught me. And also other people, also the youth, the children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. They need to continue on in their First Nations language so that they can speak their own language. Everyone that's listening, we need to revitalize our First Nations language. Teach your children to speak their First Nations language and to be proud of it. It's almost been 6 years that I've been sitting in this chamber, in this legislature. 2 weeks ago, I went to Big Trout Lake. I met with an elder and I spoke with him, and I said to him, this is what I'm going to be doing in the next 2 weeks in the legislature. Provincial legislature, to speak my native language. He told me, when I was listening to you, I can tell you're beginning to lose your language, your dialect, your Cree language. I'm beginning to lose my own language. Even for the 6 years that I've been here, I'm slowly losing my Aboriginal language. He understood me. That elder understood me that I was losing my language, and I said thank you to him. And it's just such a great pleasure for me here now to be able to speak my Anishinaabe First Nations language. This morning when I woke up, I received a text. The six that were jailed in 2008. This is the day that they were released from jail at that time when they were put in prison. The chief and counselors are here. They're sitting here with us that were jailed. And they're here with us in their land. They're not being prohibited or hindered. They are fighting for their land still, and they are slowly succeeding. And I am very happy that my mother's here also, that it's her birthday today. And also, I'm thinking about my late dad. He must be listening from on high today. He's hearing us today. Also, I'm going to say, I'm praying that there's permission for our language to be spoken in the legislature, that other legislatures in Canada, governments, will allow the same process that we are doing here today. In Ottawa also, that are sitting in the Ottawa legislatures today too, will follow suit with this historic event of the Indigenous language being permitted to be spoken in this provincial legislature at Queen's Park. Very important. And also, in speaking Anishinaabe and Indigenous language, that's where my life comes from. As I speak my language, we feel secure and well in our land when we speak our own language. It's like we're one with the land. We receive strength in speaking our language, and it's like a healing medicine as we stand together, that we stand together as Indigenous people to continue fighting for our rights as First Nation people to speak our own native language, to work together. I would say to work together with all governments. Many in time past, we were told never to speak our own Indigenous language in the provincial legislature. We had a leader named Frank Birdie from Muskrat Dam that was told that they will never permit Indigenous language to be spoken in the provincial legislature. But today, it's allowed. It's a historical event. I'd like to say thank you to everyone, my colleagues, the elders, the youth, our non-native brothers that are here, the ladies, women, young people, elders. We appreciate coming for an attendance. Thank you for showing us the support for the change today. That's a healing moment we are in. And that's where our strength is in our language, our people, and our relationship to everything that is living. That is who we are and who will continue to be living in our good life, in our language. That's who we are. We will live the good life, and we will work together. We will all work together. Everyone that's listening, we will all work together. And this is just a historic event for me. I'm so thankful for allowing me to be able to speak my own Indigenous First Nations and Snabemowin language in this government legislature today. Thank you, every one of you, for such a great privilege and honor to be able to speak my First Nations Indigenous language. Sometimes it just overwhelms my heart today of what's happening. And that's all I'm going to say for now. And again, I'll say thank you to everyone who came from far away here today, and also everyone that's sitting here listening, permitting me to speak in my First Nations language. This is a great day. Thank you.
And we just saw that, a standing ovation as history has been made today, Tuesday, 28th May 2024. For the first time, a language other than English or French has been spoken in the Ontario legislature. NDP MPP Sol Mamakwa has been speaking in his Indigenous language of OG Cree. He credited his mom with teaching him the language, who it's also her birthday today. And he also said this, quote, "Teach your children to speak their First Nations language and be proud of it."